Hey, what's up everybody? It's the fake Jake here, and welcome back to Marvel Ultimate Alliance. And now that we are back in Stark Tower after a wild trip in Atlantis, we're going to go talk to some more of our teammates before we go off into Mandarin's Palace in the Valley of Spirits to figure out why they wanted that Tome of Asarius. So to start things off, I'd say we talk to Nick Fury as always.
Hello, it's good to see you.
Thanks, Colonel Fury. Why did Mandarin steal that tome from Atlantis?
No one's sure. Tome of Asarius is an ancient mystical text that explains alternate dimensions.
Which dimensions?
It deals primarily with Mephisto's realm, the Halls of Fear, and the Shadow Realm.
Oh, great. Are we any closer to figuring out the Masters of Evil plan?
All we know is that they've taken the Super Soldier Serum, the Mutant Amplifier, and the Tome of Asarius.
How do these items fit together?
That's the question everyone's trying to answer. So far, we don't even have a guess. And that's why you're going to talk to Mandarin.
How are things in Atlantis?
According to Namorita, the sonic emitters are completely destroyed and the Atlanteans have begun cleanup of their city.
Are the Atlanteans angry with us?
No, quite the opposite. They're grateful. They understand you had to battle them to save their city from Atuma.
Oh, good. Thank you, Colonel Fury.
Certainly.
Alright, so it's good the Atlanteans weren't sore over us beating the crap out of him. And wreaking havoc to most of their city.
Yes? Can I help you?
What do we know about Mandarin?
He is a genius who has developed 10 rings of power from alien technology. His palace in the Valley of Spirits is protected by a gigantic robot known as Ultimo.
How dangerous are these rings of power?
Very. But Iron Man could fill you in on the specifics. He and Mandarin have been arch enemies for years.
Oh, looks like I'm gonna have to go talk to Iron Man later. What is the Valley of Spirits?
It is a valley in mainland China, where Mandarin discovered the wreckage of an ancient starship.
What species built the starship?
The Axankar, dragon-like creatures from the planet Maklu 4. Their technology is still centuries ahead of us.
What did Mandarin do with the alien technology?
He reassembled it in a deserted castle in the Valley of Spirits. And while working with this advanced machinery, he also discovered the Maklu and power rings.
What are those?
They were intended to serve as energy sources for the warp drive engines of the alien starship. But Mandarin converted them to his own twisted needs.
Oh, it sounds like Mandarin. I already told you about the decryption module. Thanks for the information, Black Widow.
You are most welcome.
Alright, so I believe we have 2 more people over here. Let's have Storm do this chat.
Welcome. Do you have a question for me?
Not really for you, but why is Nightcrawler floating in midair? Do you have some hidden mutant ability that I don't know about? Right, ignoring the floating blue mutant, in front of me. Who is Mandarin?
He was the son of one of the richest men in China, but he was orphaned at an early age and was raised by an aunt who despised the world.
Isn't he a genius?
Yes, something of a scientific wonderkind. Mandarin attended very prestigious schools both in China and abroad.
Why did he go to the Valley of Spirits?
There was a change in the power structure of China, and Mandarin lost all of his wealth and power. Anxious to return to that lifestyle, he ventured into the Valley of Spirits in hopes of making a major discovery.
What is the Valley of Spirits? Even though we already asked Black Widow this.
It is an area in China that had long been deserted. There, Mandarin located the shattered hulk of an ancient alien starship.
And even though we already asked Black Widow this too, who built the starship?
The Axankar, dragon-like creatures from the planet Maklu 4. Within the ship, Mandarin discovered advanced technology he was able to turn to his own uses.
Okay, did you just overhear our conversation with Black Widow and decide to reword your answers? Alright, anyway. Thank you, Vision.
I am glad to be of assistance.
Alright, Nightcrawler, will you stop floating, please?
Yeah.
Good. Alright. Glad to know we're on the same page.
Hi, it's good to see you. I hope you're ready for Mandarin, because he's no pushover.
Well, from what everyone around here said, I believe it. What do you know about Mandarin's Rings of Power?
They're advanced technology that Mandarin took from the wreckage of an alien starship. He adapted them to serve as weapons.
What do they do?
They offer a wide range of attacks, from force fields to ice blasts to disintegration beams. They make Mandarin a very dangerous man.
See, why didn't Widow and Vision have information like that? That's stuff I need to know. What is Ultimo?
That's a robot created by Mandarin to battle Iron Man. It's huge from what I hear.
What does this robot do?
Ultimo's programmed to destroy all life in its path. The skin covering the robot is virtually indestructible, and its power source is nearly limitless.
Fantastic. And I already told you about the data feed. Thanks, Hank.
No problem. And come back anytime you want.
Alright, it's good to know you have an open door. Alright, so I believe that's everybody in this area. Let's go to the Iron Man lab.
That password you gave me worked like a charm. I had no problems getting into S.H.I.E.L.D.'s database.
Glad to hear it. Did you dig up any useful information?
You are gonna love this. The Imperium, it's a S.H.I.E.L.D. think tank. You know, one of those places where they get geniuses together.
Any idea what the Imperium think tank is for?
No. But I can find out by hacking into the S.H.I.E.L.D. priority database. But I need help from one of the few guys who can crack that code. C.B. Sobolski, or a guy named Baroge.
So why don't you ask them?
I need you to talk to Hank Pym and find out which of those two guys I can trust.
Maybe if I talk to Hank Pym, he'll be able to unglitch those scientists behind me. Man, this episode's gonna be full of glitches. I can feel it already. Alright. Oh, okay. They're just gonna keep walking. Hey, Logan.
Will do.
One X-Men to another. Let's chat.
Hey, bub. What's up?
Hi, Wolverine. Think I already did this, but why not? Let's do it again. Do you trust S.H.I.E.L.D.?
I trust Nick Fury. He's pulled my fat out of the fire more times than I can remember.
But what about the experiments on the Omega?
Look, Fury does what he has to keep the world safe. He ain't always got the luxury of playing by the rules.
Oh, isn't that the truth? Do you trust the Black Widow?
I've known her for a while. She's always been good in a fight. And Fury trusts her.
What about the information Weasel found on her laptop?
Unless that meathead Weasel comes up with better evidence, I ain't believing nothing against the Black Widow.
That's definitely understandable. You're pretty loyal to Fury.
Of course I am. He's been loyal to me. After all the trouble I had with the Hand recently, I owe Fury my life 12 times over.
What happened with the Hand?
Let's just say that evil bunch of psychos got hold of me and turned me into their assassin. It caused a lot of people a lot of pain. But Fury helped me out, kept me alive. And I'll never forget that.
Alright, thanks, Wolverine.
Sure thing, bub.
Alright, let's chat to some people down here. Black Panther. Oh, actually, you know what? It's a good thing I have Storm here.
I am glad we were able to help the Atlanteans. While Namor is somewhat headstrong, he is a good ruler.
How did you become the ruler of Wakanda?
My father, T'Chaka, was the king before me, but he was killed protecting our country's vibranium from Ulysses' claw.
So you inherited the title?
No, it was not that easy. First, I had to battle 6 of Wakanda's greatest warriors, and then I had to locate a very rare heart-shaped herb. After that, I was named ruler of Wakanda and the Black Panther.
What is vibranium?
It is a very rare metal that absorbs any type of vibration. From sound waves to the explosion of a bomb.
That sounds like it would come in very handy.
Indeed, it is woven into the fabric of my suit, and was used in the manufacture of Captain America's shield.
Has anyone ever stolen your vibranium?
Many have tried. All of them have failed at the hands of the Black Panther. Although Mandarin did come close once.
When did Mandarin try to steal vibranium?
Actually, his scheme was far more diabolical. He wanted to convert the vibranium into an element that would melt all metal on Earth. Luckily, he failed.
Yeah, it does sound pretty lucky. Thanks, Black Panther.
You are quite welcome.
Alright, let's... Oh, Black, get out of my way. I was surprised, by the way, that there was no special conversation between those two. You know, I mean, seeing as how they're married, I thought they would have some conversation.
Affirmative.
Alright, let's talk to Cap, see what he has to say about all this. Actually, it might look a little odd if he's talking in front of a villain.
Affirmative.
Scott, you do it.
Hi. Can I help you?
Have you heard about the Black Widow?
Yes. People are saying she was trying to get information to Doom during the helicarrier battle, but I don't believe it.
She's looking mighty guilty, Cap.
There's still not enough evidence to convince me, and if you can't convince me, Fury will never believe you.
Oh great, so now we have you and Logan to convince. If you fought in World War II, how come you're young?
While attempting to stop a missile heading for London, I fell into the ocean and was frozen. I stayed that way until they fished me out decades later.
That's incredible.
Yes, I'm sure it was the super soldier serum that kept me alive. But I've got to tell you, it's been quite a shock getting used to these modern times. I've yet to figure out VCRs.
Oh, wait till you, hear about these things called DVD and Blu-ray. Didn't you have a sidekick?
Yes. His name was Bucky. He was a great kid, and a great friend.
What happened to him? Oh, it's pretty obvious. He became the Winter Soldier.
He died in an airplane explosion. Or it's assumed he did. His body was never found.
I mean, you did fight him on the helicarrier, but whatever. Thanks, Cap.
Anytime, friend.
Okay, who do we want to talk to next? Jarvis, while you're right here.
Greetings. I trust all went well in Atlantis.
Well, for the most part, except for being attacked by several angry Atlanteans and a crack in the sea monster trying to kill me as well. But other than that, things went okay. How are things, Jarvis?
All this commotion with the SHIELD personnel has me somewhat flustered, I'm afraid. And then there's the matter of the seedy characters lurking about.
Do you mean Weasel?
Yes, I find this Mr. Weasel to be quite unnerving. You never know where he's gonna pop up next.
Sorry, Jarvis, but Weasel needs to be our little secret.
Not to worry. The SHIELD personnel will not find out about him from me.
Well, that's good to know we can count on you at the very least. Have any SHIELD personnel come through here?
They haven't set foot in this area. I think Colonel Fury and his people prefer to stay near their equipment.
But you'll let us know if any of them come through here.
You have my solemn word on it.
Alright, good. Thanks, Jarvis.
It was my pleasure.
I like that guy. And I want to just quickly check on something. Alright, good. Because I remember there being an action figure back there. Just wanted to check if I'd already gotten it. Looks like I have. Weasel.
Hey, what up?
Even though the text right there just said different, what is the SHIELD Priority Database?
Oh, that's where data for all the super secret projects is kept. I've never hacked it before, but I've always wanted to.
Really?
Oh, yeah. The SHIELD Priority Database is like... it's like one of the holy grails of hacking.
Who are these two hackers you're looking to meet?
They are the creme de la creme of computer geeks. CB and Barouge are the only two guys who've made their way into SHIELD files. Well, and live to tell about it.
But you're not sure you can trust them?
I'd like to think there's honor amongst thieves, but either one of those guys could turn me in, just for the fun of it.
Well, that is definitely a possibility. I'll get back to you with the hacker in a little bit. Thanks, Weasel.
It's not like I got something better to do.
Okay. Electro,
Will do.
get out of my way, Storm.
Hi, what's new?
I didn't think I already did this, but, what do you think of this Imperium news?
That the Imperium's a think tank? I think it doesn't look too good for Black Widow.
Why do you say that?
Isn't it obvious? The Black Widow was trying to get information to Doom when she got caught in the explosion on the helicarrier.
Is it true that you've died?
Yes. Bullseye attacked me to prove that he should be the Kingpin's #1 assassin. In the end, he killed me with my own sigh.
So how did you come back?
Several people tried to resurrect me. Eventually, someone succeeded. But it was Daredevil who really saved me. He gave me back my soul.
Thank you, Electro.
Come back anytime.
I don't think I will, thanks, because the less I see of you in Marvel Universe, the happier I usually end up being.
Will do.
I'm sorry, I like Daredevil as a character, but not really Elektra. That's considering every time they've had Elektra on, any kind of movie, it's not been too good.
I can't tell you how much I'm looking forward to seeing Mandarin again. It's gonna be like old times.
Do you know the Mandarin?
Oh yeah, me and Mandarin go way back. I've been locked up in his palace so many times I've thought about having my mail forwarded there.
What's he like?
A genius, psychotic, delusional, and out to kill me with a vengeance.
How did you come to make your first Iron Man suit?
It all started when I was kidnapped back in my youth. My heart was damaged, and my kidnapper refused to get me medical treatment until I created weapons for him.
So did you create the weapons he wanted?
No. Another scientist and I designed armor that would keep my heart beating as well as help us get away. The armor worked, but my friend died during the escape.
You have a heart condition?
Yes. For the longest time, I wore a chest plate that acted as a pacemaker.
But you don't need it now?
No, my condition was corrected, and now my heart is fine.
Thanks, Iron Man.
Anytime, my friend.
And of course, I had to save the best for last, didn't I? Spider-Man!
Hey, how's it going?
Did you hear about the Imperium?
That it's a think tank? Yeah. But the big question is, what are they thinking about?
Oh, you do raise a good point. How do you figure that?
Well, are they good guys who are helping humanity? Or are they bad guys who are coming up with new reality shows for TV?
Both very good questions. How did you become Spider-Man? Oh, here we go.
Ah, it's the same old story you've heard 100 times. Boy gets bit by radioactive spider, boy gets spider superpowers. Boy becomes world's most popular crime fighter. You know how it goes.
I think I've only heard that story one time, but no way.
Yes way. Only problem is, I can't spin webs. I had to create wrist devices to do that. You wouldn't believe how expensive web fluid is.
You don't like S.H.I.E.L.D., do you?
Can't say that I'm a big fan. Maybe it's my loner state of mind, but large military groups like S.H.I.E.L.D. make me very paranoid.
And the fact that Weasel is glitching in front of me again is making me paranoid. Man, this episode's full of glitchy characters.
Maybe I'm just jealous of their limitless budget. I mean, they have their massive helicarrier and Omega base. I don't even have a Spidey-mobile.
You don't have the Spidey cycle either? Oh, anyway, thanks, Spider-Man.
You know me. I'm just here to help.
Oh, you'll be helping me a lot later, because I'll be using Spider-Man a lot in the future. And these scientists are still stuck here. Finally, they moved. Right as I come up and complain, they move.
Affirmative.
What do you know? Alright, so let's go back out here so we can figure out which hacker Weasel needs to talk to. Captain America. So, I believe he said talk to Hank Pym?
Hi.
It's good to see you. I hope you're ready for Mandarin, because he's no pushover.
Do you know CB Sobolski?
Sobolski? Oh yeah. I knew him back at MIT. A real computer genius. Too bad he ran with the hacker crowd.
Really? What happened?
On a dare, CB tapped into the financial system of a major electric company and gave everyone 50 cents off their next bill.
Was CB caught?
Yeah, but I've got to hand it to CB. He never gave up the names of the other hackers he worked with, even when he was threatened with jail.
Do you know a hacker named Baroj?
No. Try Vision. I bet he'd know.
Alright. Thanks, Hank.
No problem. And come back anytime you want.
Alright, now if I talk to Vision, is Nightcrawler gonna get glitched again? I hope not.
Welcome. Do you have a question for me?
Yes. Do you know a man named Baroj?
Baroj. Yes. He is a computer criminal from Canada, wanted in several countries for ID theft.
Just the way Vision said his name there was kind of funny. Baroj. Is he talented?
Definitely. Baroj has executed several very sophisticated crimes, but I would recommend you stay away from him.
Why is that?
He is not trustworthy. The last time he was caught, Baroj gave the authorities the names of his accomplices in exchange for his freedom.
Alright, so that sounds like it's the one we don't want, so... Even though I already asked Hank Pym this, do you know CB Sobolski?
No, but Hank Pym might.
Alright, well, I already asked Hank about him, so thanks, Vision.
I am glad to be of assistance.
And I'm glad Nightcrawler's not floating in midair anymore. Alright, let's go back to the Iron Man lab. Don't give me that look, Colossus. Oh, are you still sore that I didn't bring you along with the X-Men? I'm sorry, buddy. Oh, Weasel, come back here.
Hey, what up?
And again, the text has an error. I know which hacker you should talk to. Talk to CB Sobolski. Anyway, thanks, Weasel.
It's not like I got something better to do.
Oh, get out of my way! Alright, anyway. There's one last thing we want to do here in Tony Stark's office. Oh, another X-Men there, angry that I didn't bring him along. I believe you can talk to Nick Fury and he'll give you something.
Hello. It's good to see you.
Oh.
Certainly.
Oh, did I already do that last time? Let me check my, quest log. Oh, yep, I already did it. Alright, so I think that about wraps that up. Is my team gonna get down here so I can make an exit? Team, come on.
Very well.
Will do.
Alright, I think this lady wants to be part of our exit here. Alright, anyway, I think that about wraps this episode up, and next time in Marvel Ultimate Alliance, we will be going off to Mandarin's Palace with yet a new team that I don't really want to spill the beans on, but it is going to be another one of the teams that I really like using in this game, and then we will get on to using some better ones in the future. I really hope you guys look forward to that, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please smash that like button, and if you're new to my stuff, please subscribe, and I will see you with more Marvel Ultimate Alliance next time. Later, gamers.